And we will ask him a few questions and hear the answers to enlighten the general public and bring some awareness to things that they do. I'm going to jump straight into it. What kind of offenses does Special Victims Unit and Violent Crime Unit deal with? Inspector Smith.
Good morning. My name is Inspector Mackie Smith. I'm the person who manages the Violent Crime Unit and the Special Victims Unit. Firstly, I'll start with the Violent Crime Unit. The Violent Crime Unit deals with all homicide cases in the Federation, all attempted murder cases, and all shooting incidents.
Wow.
Yes. On the other hand, the Special Victims Unit, they deal with all sexual offences, all domestic violence cases, and all juvenile cases, whether juveniles are the victim or they are the offender. So that's what the Special Victims Unit and the Violent Crime Unit deals with.
Okay, thank you very much. And I know those two departments are very good departments, but there's a lot of work that encompass under those two umbrellas.
Yes, the Violent Crime Unit and the Special Victims Unit are offsprings, so to speak, of the CID.
Yes.
These two major units came out of, they were born out of the CID. And I think that they came on stream in late 2013, 2014, under the former Commissioner Walwyn. Yes. So, and we are not housed at the Basel Police Station. We are housed outside. Both units are housed outside of the Basel Police Station.
Okay.
The Violent Crime Unit is housed at the Finance Building, just next to the airport, and the Special Victims Unit is housed at Nismas, just opposite the water department.
But I'm glad you mentioned that. Just briefly, is there any particular reason why they are housed away from the Basel Police Station or the police headquarters?
Yes, we want. Well, the feedback we got is that persons who are comfortable coming to the station to report matters, because especially matters of a sexual nature, they didn't want to be seen coming to the station. So a decision was made to house the department away from the Basel Police Station itself. In terms of the Violent Crime Unit, is that we know these are, well, the Violent Crime Unit, the matters are very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. And a lot of persons, the feedback with that is that they didn't want to be seen coming into the Basel Police Station either. They felt more comfortable giving information to us when we were away from the station. And trust me, since we have been separated, since we have been out of the station, the response has been good so far.
Okay, beautiful. So everything is working.
Yes.
Okay, Inspector Griot.
Yes.
And what kind of offenses does CID, Criminal Investigation Department, deal with?
Yes. Firstly, I want to say good morning to all in Radio Land, those in the diaspora, those who are listening and watching us via the different social media mediums. The investigative unit is considered the nucleus of any modern police organization. Hence, the Criminal Investigation Department is perceived as such by the general public. And we at the Criminal Investigation Department are tasked with the responsibility of investigating all serious crimes. The types of crime which we investigate, such as larceny, we investigate larceny from the dwelling house, house breaking with intent. We also investigate house breaking and larceny, and also sacrilege. We also investigate burglaries. We investigate wounding, wounding with intent, grievous bodily harm, inflicting grievous bodily harm, also causing grievous bodily harm, and the different forms of robberies. For example, robbery with violence and assault with intent to rob. Members in the Criminal Investigation Department are committed. We are committed, 1, to preventing crimes, 2, to detect crimes, and 3, to bring those who break the law to justice. I'm also happy this morning to report that our solvability rate at the Criminal Investigation Department is 54%.
Wow.
You know, and our strategy for combating crime for the balance of the year, this year 2021, it is our intention to intensify our efforts in a number of areas. And the first area is our joint patrol. You know, we want to continue working with other units and departments within the organization. So we're going to be out there in our numbers. We're going to be out there in the different communities while people are shopping and people are attending to the different events, carnival events. We will be making sure that their property are safe. Another thing we're going to be doing is interdepartmental operations. That is, we're going to be continuing to work with customs, continuing to work with the defense force, and also the immigration department. And thirdly, we're going to continue our surveillance on persons deported for serious crime who wants to continue that same lifestyle. I think that we, the CID, have a responsibility to conduct the surveillance on these persons who are deported for these serious crimes, who want to continue applying the craft out there. And it's our intention that when they do apply the craft, to arrest them and make them a resident of Her Majesty Prison, also known as 1840.
Okay, thank you very much, Inspector Gray, for that explanation. But what I would say is that 54% detection rate is very impressive. The international rate is, I think it's 33%. 33% internationally. So if the Criminal Investigation Department has a 54% detection rate, that is a little bit more than half of the reports that are reported to CAD is being solved. That is very good for 2021. CAD, you indicated, is there a CAD in B as well?
Yes, there also is a CAD-B, and the detection rate presently at B is 30%. Yes.
Okay, so there's a CAD in Criminal Investigation Department in A, and for the general public, A meaning Basti area, Division A,
yes.
And B, Division B would be like in the Standing Point region.
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. Is there any area in which these units might have to work together? Inspector Smith indicated that Violent Crime Unit and Special Victims Unit birthed out of CAD. So I want to know, although they are separate units now, is there any particular, do you guys still have a good working relationship and work together at times?
Yes, I would say that. All these units, they come under the Crime Directorate.
Yes.
And from time to time, when we have major inquiry, we find ourselves amalgamating in order to pool resources, in order to bring these matters, bring some closure to these matters, especially in homicide cases.
Yes.
Where you will find from time to time we have members of the CID merge with members of the Violent Crime Unit, and we work well together. Sometimes we also find members of the Violent Crime have to merge with persons from the Special Victims Unit in order to assist, just to pool resources so that we can bring closure to cases in a short time.
And just to add, as I mentioned, joint patrol, we also do joint patrol together, and in terms of recording of statements, because sometimes we are investigating a major crime, and we have to get investigators out there to conduct interviews and also record statements. And we also work well when we're doing joint operations, for example, search operations. You know, and I think that we have a good working relation within the crime directorate.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. Now, it's important that we mention that although it's separate units, all the units fall under the crime directorate. Because the entire police force is divided by directorates.
Right.
So all these separate units fall under one directorate. Okay, beautiful. Can you tell us about some of the issues these units? Did I say that one? Yes. Can you tell us about some of the issues these units would usually encounter while carrying out investigations? Inspector Graham?
Some of the issues that we have encountered is when people are reluctant to come forward. You know, and that is where we want to encourage people out there that when you see something, say something.
Yes.
You know, and that is where we also want to foster that better working relation with the community. You know, because the police are here to provide a service to you, the general public. You know, and we want to provide the best possible service we can give to the general public. And all we're asking for is cooperation.
Inspector? Any Inspector Smith, any other issues?
Well, likewise, just like the CID and other units, we have in a lot of cases, witnesses are reluctant to come forward. Sometimes, even when they come forward and give a statement, when the statement is recorded, they do not want to go any further to go to court and give evidence. So, and this happens a lot in the major cases, and it has hampered the progress of the cases somewhat sometimes. But what we have had sometimes we are now finding ourselves, because witnesses are fearful, especially when it comes to homicide cases.
Okay.
So in some cases we have to protect witnesses.
Protect them?
Yes, we have to protect witnesses.
In what way?
We have to bring them into the program that we have. Yes, and secure them somewhere that is safe and secure.
So St. Kitts does that?
St. Kitts, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Secure them someplace where they feel safe and secure, and then we might have to, and then we get them back for when you trial.
Okay. This sounds good. That although a witness might be fearful, there is the avenue of protection, just like in America.
Yes.
So little St. Kitts 68 square miles endeavor to embark upon that strategy as well.
Yeah, we are doing big things.
Big things.
Big things.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
So sometimes we have to go through that avenue. So here we are with that.
Okay, wonderful. GQ, can we take a break for a word from our sponsors? When we come back, we're going to open the lines for questions from the general public if possible. And we'll take a break now.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Kane Agencies or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
The 12 weeks of Christmas, the cable gave to me free internet connectivity with lots of prizes and surprises for my loyalty, proving the cable really cares for me. There's HBO Plus streaming on Ultra TV and free Extreme internet upgrade for all teachers in this land. So get your cable plan and bundle packages for the family. B-Cable gave me a platinum card that's interest-free with online shopping capability and money transfer options with no global restrictions and no monthly fee. B-Cable is giving back to you and me. B-Cable is giving back to you and me.
At Nature's Discount, the herbal store on 4th Street, we provide herbal supplements for all your needs. Blood sugar, blood pressure, prostate, liver, heart, kidney, and more. Oils, pure herbal teas, wholesome vitamins, healthy foods, alkaline water, bodybuilding supplements, weight loss and sexual health supplements, even hair and body care products. We support the natural health of the whole family. Get healthy naturally. Call us at 662-5447. Like us on Facebook, Nature's Discount Nutrition Center. Your get healthy, feel wealthy people.
In these uncertain times, good health is a must. Let Quality Diagnostic Laboratory provide you with fast, accurate results of the medical laboratory tests that you need. At QDL, our qualified and experienced staff can provide a host of blood, urine, and other tests in a safe, confidential, comfortable, and welcoming environment. We are open Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays to 12 noon. We are at the corner of Fines Avenue and Keon Street. Contact us at info@qualitydiagnosticlab.com or call 869-456-6657. And yes, si habla español. Quality Diagnostic Laboratory. Excellence in performance.
We at Quality Diagnostic Laboratory would like to wish our valued customers a happy and healthy holiday season. Peace and joy to you and yours. Happy holidays.
Welcome to the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup.
It's the street when we coming down. The Trelawney spills excitement everywhere.
What pressure!
On for six. Will you be there to see our stars shine? Will you be there with the biggest fans alive? Will you be there? 4 6, yeah, do not miss it, no.
The ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup is coming to the West Indies. Be there January 14th to February 5th. Get your free ticket at www.u19cwc.com/tickets.
Will you be there?
Saturday, 18th December is the last VAT day. While you're out looking for deals, take the opportunity to collect your new Republic Bank debit and credit cards and dip for a chance to win a Christmas prize. Go on down to TDC Downtown Plaza, 4th Street, and Rams Complex, Bird Rock, back of Republic Bank building upstairs, between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with your ID to collect your new debit card and dip to win. Please note that credit cards are to be collected at the branches only and not the off-site locations. Debit cards can be collected at both locations. That's the off-site location and branches. Republic Bank urges you to collect your new cards before January 2022 to avoid the last-minute rush, long lines, getting embarrassed at the ATM point of sales, or being unable to pay your bills when your old card stops working on February 1st, 2022. Republic Bank, making conversion easier for you. Collect early, dip, and win. Republic Bank, well, they're the ones for you. All right, well, welcome back to our discussion this morning on Policing with You as I hand you over to Superintendent Francis.
Okay, thank you, JQ. Welcome to the listeners. Welcome back to Policing with You. I have in the studio with me Inspector Carl Guyo and Inspector Mackie Smith. They are supervisors of some very important units that fall under the Crime Directorate.
Before you continue, you have 2 calls. Just let you know whenever you're ready.
Yes, once they come in, the Senate.
All right.
Senate. Yeah.
So let's take this first call. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning, GQ.
Good morning, Jamdon.
And the good officers, them there who come every month, every year, and inform us and keep the country safe. But GQ, you know, we're closing it out.
Yes, man.
And we want to wish all of them well. Everybody in uniform, But the people in uniform wish the public well and try to be reasonable. It's what's going on around us. GQ, I got 2 questions I want to ask Superintendent Francis. Francis, I had a small meeting the other evening when we were going to Valley Mart. And a couple of the busmen them telling me that they're so disappointed with the chief of police because earlier when that thing was building the East Bus Station, he told them they must be went for a meeting with him, and he assured them he gonna come and talk with them because Francis, when you see over there, this thing want to really deal with, you can't get man doing what they're doing, and we're hearing from these men, all of them can't be lying, and it's incumbent to the chief of police to make himself available to see these people because that is the job. You just don't go to a Prime Minister press conference and go to opening a court and other dignitaries. No, you gotta go down there, man. Because we want this thing run good, and we want everybody laugh. We want everybody smile, and I'm sure he want that too. GQ, while here, I want to thank the former chief of police, Ian Quealy, for giving us a voice, the poor people them. When he invented this show about 2-3 years ago, he reached out to me and asked me if it's a good idea. I said, sure, that will enhance what's going on around us here. Because what's going on around us must come in the light, And we want to thank him and wish him all the best. And I wish the chief of police and the high command. And I will like the chief of police to shed some light on Miss Marshall because she's doing a very good job. Especially what's going on around us with these women. And we want him to really understand that she must be in the fore. And Francis, next year, I want you to bring Miss Marshall and the other guy who deal with white-collar crime up in the Stanford building. You all should give them a chance. Let them come and talk to the public because people want to know who we're hearing them. Mitchell is the guy, yeah. Anyway, GQ, you have a good season. All the best and wish everybody well. And Officer, we are glad to see you in your rightful position. Have a good day.
Have a good day, Jamdang, and thank you for your call. Do you want to respond to him now, or you want to take some more calls?
Well, we'll take a second one.
All right. Good morning, you alive.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
And Superintendent, good morning. Morning, Inspector Guyo. Good morning, Inspector Smith.
Morning.
And welcome to the program.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear, especially Inspector Smith. No this thing to the other person, but Inspector Smith, 2 questions I have for you. Based on that you have those 2 sensitive departments that you supervise, in terms of the officers under your watch, are there a polygraph system in place for them maybe on a yearly basis? And what about the confidentiality? Because those positions, those departments are very, very sensitive. I am also glad to hear that they were separated from the Bastia police station. I believe that was a great move. So a person needs to be confident when they are coming to the office, or they don't want, as soon as they left the station, they are here in shushu and those kind of things. So I believe that was a good move. Personally for me, I believe you are one of those police who persons look up to, because when you're in this position, you have to operate a certain way. Don't get me wrong, police officers should operate a certain way. But because I know you personally, and the way you carry yourself, the way you operate, I know you're a man of class. So I just want to wish all of you, Mr. Guyo, I want to wish you, because those areas that you all operate, is a lot of work it entails. So I just want to wish you all the best for the season coming up, all the best for the new year to all of you and the family. GQ, you're the same likewise, and just go from strength to strength, gentlemen. Have a good day. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your call, man.
Thank you.
I'll let you guys respond.
Okay, well, with reference to the first caller with East Bastia, I know I'm Superintendent Henry, ACP Adams. I also know I'm Inspector Smith. I've reached out to them several times, especially the person who is in charge. Several letters were exchanged. There were discussions happening. I'm not certain if the commissioner himself have taken time out, but I'm sure that he's aware of whatever the situation is. I know I've heard about other bus drivers skipping line and going in front, and that issue was addressed. The commissioner was totally aware of that, and he thought it necessary to send out information to the bus drivers to address that. I also know about bus drivers fighting for whatever reason. So it's a hustle out there, but the police is in the forefront to maintain peace and order in order to make sure that everybody succeeds. So I'm totally aware that the commissioner of police has a forefront in what's going on. Although he's very busy, like we know it's the festive season or whatever the case may be. So I don't think it's not always feasible for him to presently go there or presently be the one to dialogue. But he has a lot of other officers, like persons I mentioned, who would dialogue on his behalf. But I don't see it as a problem if the commissioner himself would make an effort. So I know he listens to the radio program, so he'll make a decision if he would come out himself and speak to the head of the bus association. But I know he has at least written letters and signed off on letters. So that's with reference to that particular question. The polygraph question, I'll allow Inspector Smith to address that.
Okay. Well, when the violent crime unit was formed back in late 2013 or 2014, all the officers who were placed in that department were polygraphed. Were polygraphed by the FBI.
FBI.
Yes. And the entire CID, St. Kitts Nevis, were polygraphed. And if you did make the cut, you couldn't, as long as you failed the polygraph, you couldn't be placed in the violent crime unit. So only persons who passed the polygraph were placed in the unit.
Okay.
With reference to the special victims unit, plans are for to have them polygraphed and sworn to secrecy and so forth. So, but they were not polygraphed.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any more calls?
Yes, we do. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, your life.
Yeah, Superintendent Francis.
Yes, sir.
One of the concerns when I really talked to them the other evening is getting a security over the 24/2 because the area really is frightening, you know. It's people doing businesses and say, you know, and up there real dead. So that's one of the main concerns, differently to some man leaving up there and coming down and taking the walk. You need some proper security in terms of, you know, whether you recruit experienced police will be a long time, but something has to be done, and a calling on the commissioner
but I think
to do something.
Isn't there security up there already?
Well, the security is up there, but whether the hand, you know what's going on in St. Kitts, you know.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're part of it.
Thank you very much, sir. I understand what you're saying. The main concern is security. I'll reach out to the Commissioner and Superintendent Henry, ACP Adams, to see how they could address that, especially going into the season. Thank you very much, Carlo.
All right. Let's take this next call. Good morning, you live.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen of ranks. Senior. This is police without PWOP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you all are my superior. I have one question. Now, over the past 4 years, we have had 3 persons went missing, and not one of them has been found as yet. Now, my question is this. Now, if I go and I kill Bonansi, none of you see me, but I'm the closest friend to Bonansi and the closest person to Bonansi, so you are going to hold me first for questioning. How long do I have to stay for you all to question me before you all release me? Because, reason for that question, if I know that you all are going to keep me for 72 hours, I go hold by the truth. But as long as I know, well then, I don't know how long you are going to keep me in there, and 72 hours gone, and more hours coming, then you are going to get the truth out of me. Because I don't know how much longer I would be in there. So my question is that, if you all release them under 24 hours or 72 hours, I think you all need to increase the hours of questioning the culprit who you all suspect. Thank you very much. I'll listen over here.
Okay.
All right, Culture. I'll let you respond.
Yes, please. Inspector Smith.
Okay. Well, what I can say is that over the past, well, just like what the caller said, over the past 4 years, several persons have gone missing, but I think he's not correct where he's saying that none were found, none was found. In truth and in fact, we know Jabal Henry from the Kean area who went missing about maybe going on 2 years now, was found. His remains were found. And we know it's him because DNA proved that it was him. So we are certain that is him, but we don't have a cause of death. But we know it's him. The others were not found.
Okay.
That's it.
And to add what you say, for the benefit of the call and other persons listening, the Violent Crime Unit and other sub-units under the Crime Directorate, they follow the evidence, and persons who names might have called came up, and those persons are brought into custody. Those persons are interviewed extensively. They have to be kept for the 72 hours. They will be kept for the 72 hours and interviewed. And other electronic devices are used and looked into to see wherever the evidence follow. But the police can only follow the evidence, and if the evidence dries up, we would pause if necessary, and we have a lot of cold cases that we would go back to and revisit them if any new evidence arises. So therefore it is important to understand that although, as he mentioned, some persons might have gone missing, the case is not closed. The case is still open until more evidence and more information comes up. Then we bring it back to the forefront.
All right, great.
Yes.
You know, and we have a very efficient crime scene unit.
Yes.
Because once remains are discovered, you know, crime scene goes and collect those pieces of remains and package them and send them off, you know, to be analyzed and to see if we can identify, even by a tools or, you know, other means.
Before we go back to the phone lines, do you have a breakdown of the statistics that you can share with the audience, or you don't have that with you at the
No,
moment?
we didn't bring any statistics today.
Okay.
We didn't bring any statistics.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning. Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. You're live.
I'm just calling with a suggestion. I on the road 24/7 at the time, and yet I realize that some of the people, some of us drivers, cannot use the roundabouts in the correct way. You police, you just be on the radio like once a week, so that will be about 4 times a month. I was just asking if you can take a little time out one of these days of the week, and help to educate the public with the roundabout. I know you all have a lot of different topics and things, but I just put in a plug. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank that caller. What I know that the police force have taken traffic very seriously, so much so that we have a traffic program. And the traffic program is the one that talks about roundabouts and things of that nature. But what I would indicate to Inspector Phipps and others, that they must revisit the discussion about roundabouts. And I do agree with the caller that a lot of people do not know how to use the roundabout. So you find when you're approaching the roundabout, the left side goes a particular way, and the inner roundabout or the right side goes a particular direction. For instance, when you're approaching the roundabout, the left lane carries you immediately left or straight, and the inner lane carries you immediately right or right around. So you find some persons use the left lane and go right and cross over individuals. So yes, I do agree with that caller that a lot of persons do not know the proper use of the roundabout. So I'll have discussion with the traffic department to revisit that. I know we have a few YouTube videos that we probably need to revisit and pull up and especially for the upcoming season. Thank you very much for that call.
I'll be sure to send my daughter with you to learn to drive. Can you provide some context for that 54% solvability rate that you spoke of in terms of the number of crimes and what period of the crimes?
Inspector Grio?
No, I didn't work with the stats.
No, he didn't. Go ahead. You can speak.
I did not work with the stats, but I will see if I can pull it up on my phone. You know, and
okay, he'll take some time out and see if he can pull it up. But
all right.
He didn't work with the actual statistics.
Okay.
But then coming down to the year end, the local intelligence office, the statistician there, does some collating, and that's why the inspector is knows for a fact that that particular unit is 54%. For instance, the overall detection rate for the entire federation stood at 42.7% as at a few days ago.
Yeah.
For overall detection rate, and it is getting higher.
Okay.
But we did not work with the actual breakdown on the program today.
Okay. All right.
I'm not getting service in here.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll get you started. Don't worry.
Do we have any more questions? Because GQ the time is running.
Yeah. I think we have enough time to take these last two calls. Okay. So let's go with this call. Good morning. You're live.
Yeah, good morning. I'm
Yes.
trying to find out how officers identified to work in the various units.
I'm not hearing him.
How are police officers identified to work in the various units? In other words, do officers have to apply? Or is it that the High Command notices certain qualities in officers and then invite them to be attached to certain divisions or certain departments? How does it work? How does an officer end up in a particular department?
Okay, thank you very much for that call. I don't know if one of you gentlemen want to address that. How are police officers identified for any particular unit?
Some apply. Some are sent on specialized training, and when they come back, they are then sent to a particular unit, corresponding to the training.
Well, in the case of the sensitive units like the violent crime unit and the CID and special victims unit, officers will have to apply. Based on and they would be chosen based on their experience and so forth.
Okay, thank you very much. What I would add is that it's a combination of both. For the benefit of the caller, it's a combination of both. Over the years, at some point, it depends on the ability, the investigative ability of the particular officer. If they are shining through with court cases and giving good evidence in court, and they might get recommendation or commendation by a magistrate or a judge, you would see that particular officer has a drive for investigation, and that particular officer would be transferred even because he has an interest or she has an interest, would be transferred to one investigative unit. Other cases, there are times when a circular would go out for individuals to apply for a particular unit, depending on the amount that particular unit needs, and then persons would then apply, and then a weed out process by virtue of questions, how much cases you have before the court, and your ability of secrecy and those kind of things, and then you will be chosen and interviewed. And just like the inspector said, the Kenyan unit, some persons you express an interest and you have to be trained. Myself, I went to England at some point to be trained when I was a little, junior officer. So there are persons who need to be trained in order to be in a particular unit. So it's a combination of both, and it depends on the particular unit that is being chosen.
We're going to take our last call for this morning, and that will be you. All right, we lost that one, so let's try this one. Okay, so that's it, my buddy.
That's it.
We lost those two calls. Thank you for being here this morning.
Allow them to wrap up.
Before you do, just quick reiterate what the topic was this morning. I realized you ended on a note that wasn't a part of the topic or the discussion for this morning. For those of you who just tuned in, at least didn't know what we were talking about.
Yes. Okay. For the benefit of the callers, we have officers from the Special Victims Unit, Inspector Smith and Inspector Grio. We are talking about criminal investigation and different areas that touch and concern the Violent Crime Unit, Special Victims Unit, and the CID. I would allow both inspectors to wrap up. I'll let
Anybody?
Anyone wrap up first?
Anyone wrap up?
I would just like to say that in order to reduce and solve crime, there must be a holistic approach. You know, one department cannot do it. You know, neither the police force cannot do it by its own. All stakeholders must play their role. You know, and I just want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas, an incident-free Carnival, and a Happy New Year when it do comes. Thank you.
Inspector Smith.
Okay. I just want to wrap up by saying I applaud the effort and the courage of those persons who have shared pertinent information with us thus far. In sharing of this information, we were able to close several cases. And in closing several of these cases, you know, the families of victims, the healing process begins. And also, we are eternally grateful for that, and we want this to continue. That's why it's so important for the public and the police to work hand in hand. We must work as a team in order to bring closure to a lot of these cases. And I just want to wish everyone out there a Merry Christmas and a happy virtual carnival and all the best for 2022. Thank you.
Okay, I want to add to Inspector Smith. Yes, season greetings, Merry Christmas, and a happy virtual carnival, which that's what it's going to be. A virtual carnival indeed. But I want to wrap up by saying thank you, callers, thank you, listeners, to tuning in to Policing With You. This will be the last program for 2021, and I pray that God blesses us to carry us over into 2022. So we'll have another feature program. I wanna encourage persons who go out the morning time to exercise. I always remember to wear a reflective top. I find that a few times when I drive around very early in the morning, you hardly could see some of the persons who are exercising. So it's good to wear a white top or something neon or something reflective. It's very important. For the season, I want persons to take their security even more serious. Just like how Christmas is coming, everybody's festive and things of that nature. The thieves are looking on as well. So I want persons to cut the bushes away from the edges. Make sure you reinforce your doors with tower bolts and burglar bars and things of that nature. Make sure when you buy things from Courts and Hasford and TDC and all those different places and bring things from overseas, nice television and so, do not put out your box there for weeks. Monitor your garbage day and put it out just before the garbage day. You don't want any person to be walking in your neighborhood and seeing what's going on and then make your house a target. Okay? So, season greetings, Merry Christmas, and a happy virtual carnival. Take care.
Say what you think, what you think, what you think, what you think about justice. What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love. Why all the segregation? We all are but one nation. Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one.
In case you don't